Hi everybody, thank you for joining me in my live video. This is Robert Harley and this is the Excel Live Show. I'm so glad and pleased that you're here watching this live video. Tonight we're just going to get right into the topic because of time's sake. It's pretty late here tonight. It's actually pretty late in the morning or late at night that I'm doing this live here. Tonight I want to talk to you about the power of change. We're going to take a break from our series that we're going through, the ABCs of success. We're gonna take a little break from that. We'll come back to that again in future videos. But tonight I just want to change things up a little bit and talk about the power of change. Now, when people talk about change, what are we talking about? Change is a part of life. A lot of people are afraid of change. Some people just don't want change. They like the way things are in their lives and they don't want change. They don't easily accept change in their lives. When change come up, when things are changing in their lives and not they don't handle it very well. Some people like that when it comes to changes in their lives. Some people embrace changes very easily and very, normally. But other people just there's a resistance there to their change, any changes in their life, anything, whether it's in their personal life, in their career, their jobs, in their family, in their health, in any areas of their lives. Some people just don't handle changes very well. But change is a big part of life. My mentor and my mentor Jim Ron, and I consider Jim Ron to be one of my mentors, but he has this saying. He says nothing will change for you until you change or unless you change. um so just consider that for a moment. Nothing will change for you, or for things to change in your life, you gotta change things in your life. That's another saying that goes pretty much go hand in hand with that same saying, those two quotes. For things to change in your life, you gotta change things in your life. So change is a very, very, very important part of our lives. If it, Jim Rohn has another quote. He says, if you don't like where you are, you can move. You're not a tree. He says that, if you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree. Trees don't have the option to move. What we're not permanently stake where we are. We have the option to move, and that could be literally, you pack up your stuff and move, or that could be internally, where you change yourself, where you change the kind of person you are. So whatever the circumstances, whatever changes you need to make in your life, change is a change is a big part and a necessity part of life, something we need to embrace, something we need to realize that this is part of life. So tonight I'm gonna talk about change, but I have a little thing here. I don't know how many of you have heard of this little book. It's a book called The Essence of, and it's a little book called The Essence of, and it has some really good things to say about some really good topic. And one of the topic it has talked about is the essence of change. I was going to read to you what it says here. The essence of change. Learn to embrace change, and you'll begin to recognize that change is a constant motion, and every change happen. Sorry, just realized something. Hope you guys can hear me. I just realized my volume was down, so I'm turning up the volumes to make sure you guys can hear me. Hope you guys could hear me the whole time this time. My I turned on earlier. I turned on the volume on my computer, and I forgot to turn it back up. So hope you guys could hear me this whole time. Um, anyway, let me go on. Let me start over because I interrupted myself there. Change, the essence of change. Learn to embrace change, and you'll begin to recognize that change is a constant motion, and every change happens for a reason. When you see boundaries are as opportunities, the world becomes a limitless place, and your life becomes a journey of change that always finds its way. Your life become a journey of change that always find its way. So when you realize change, and I like what he says here too, he said, when you see boundaries as opportunities, the world becomes a limitless place. Boundaries. See, when you see boundaries, because we have, yeah, let's imagine we all have boundaries. There's an awesome book written called Boundaries. That's a really good book. But we all have boundaries. But when we change and expand our boundaries or establish new boundaries in our lives through change, or as a result of change, then we can see change as the boundaries as new opportunity. So it says here to learn to embrace change, and you'll begin to recognize that life is a constant motion. Learn to embrace change, and you recognize that life is a constant motion. Something is constantly moving, you know, constant motion. You have to learn to embrace change. Um, and every change happens for a reason. I'm a strong believer that everything in life happens for a reason, good or bad, good and bad. Everything in life hasn't for happened for a reason. And this person is saying that every change happens for a reason. So again, whatever changes you may be facing in your life, whether it's personal, whether it's financial, whether it's in your business and career, whether it's in your family, whether it's in your health, whatever areas in your life that you're experiencing some changes, or you need to change, but you're just afraid to change. Whatever area that may be, just know that every change happens or is necessary for a reason. There's always a reason. As I was gonna say, I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason, good or bad. Sometimes we may not know what that reason is, and sometimes it might take us a while to discover what that reason, why certain things happen. But everything does happen for a reason, and just as this guy was saying, realize that every change happens for a reason. Realize that every change happened for a reason. Every change that you might be going through, or anything that you need to change in your life that me going through, it happens for a reason. Happen for a reason. There's always a reason behind things. Um, sometimes things just don't happen randomly or by accident or by coincidence. you know Things that always happen as a sequence of as a result of sequence of events. Sometimes we might not make the connection, connect this events connected with this event, but there's always sequence of the events that that brings results in our lives, that we may not see the connection between those events. We might not connect them that because I did this, then this what happened over here. Because I said this is what happened here. You know, because I've allowed this to happen, this is what's happened as a result of that. We might not make the connections and see the results that we're getting, but everything happened as a sequences of events, and that's why everything happens for a reason, even though we might not see the reason why things happen and the way they happen. There's always a reason. So change is a necessary part of life. We all need to change. We all areas of our lives. Sometimes we might not want to change. That's another thing. Sometimes we might be resistant to change because we're 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 um we're We're afraid of what's on the other side of our change. That's another reason. I was listening to Bob Proctor just recently. Bob Proctor, and he was talking about the scare of the scare of how do you put it? Said something about the scare factor. There's always when it comes time for you to change, to 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 do things, to step out. For example, he was giving the example how, when he first came across the book the book Think and Grow Rich, by someone recommended the book for him to read, and he started reading the book, and his life start changing. Then he started making more money. He started a business. He started a side business. He started making more money in the side business than he was on his job. He was had a job at as a fire in the fire hall as a fireman, and he was making more money on the side job that he started than he was at the job. That's his job, and it was time for him to quit, but he was afraid of quitting his job. We come up to that the fear wall. I forgot how he put it, exactly what he put it, but he come with this wall of fear that he was afraid to step out. And we all come up to that kind of wall. We all go through those kind of same thing in our growth, in our personal development. As we grow and we develop ourselves, we will come up against that. Because why? We know we need to change. We need to step out and become more and do more than we currently are. But when we come up against that wall, the fear wall, because we're so accustomed to where we are. We're accustomed in that we're in a comfort zone, and sometimes it takes courage to step out of that comfort zone, and to step into the unknown. You step into the unknown. That's what change is all about. Change is you stepping out of your comfort zone and stepping into the unknown, something that you're not accustomed to, something that you're not sure how things are going to work out for you. So if in the case of Bob Proctor, he was afraid of quitting his job and stepping into into the business that he started, and a full time, to go after it on a full-time level. And the fear factor there was, and I've experienced that in my own personal life too. Afraid of the unknown. If when they we're going to do something and step out and do certain things, you come up against that fear wall, because you don't know how things are going to turn out, and you're afraid. You're afraid to step out. But that's what change is all about. You embrace it. You just step out and you do it. You don't let the fear stop you. You don't let fear stop you. You work up the courage that you need to work up, and to step out into the unknown, step out of your comfort zone into the unknown, and embrace the change. Because you know what? There's always something better on the other side. There's always something better on the other side of that fear wall that you come up against, that invisible force that try to keep you back, try to keep you in your comfort zone, try to keep you in that which is familiar to you. You're in your comfort zone. You're at a place where you're familiar, you're comfortable, you're you maybe even like how things are going, and you don't want to give that up. You don't want to give that up. You don't want to go step out of that comfort zone into the unknown, because you don't know how things are going to erupt in your life. But that's what life is all about. That's what this guy is saying. Learn to embrace change, and you will begin to recognize that life is a constant motion. Learn to step out of your comfort zone. Learn to step into the unknown, because there's always something better on the other side. Life is a constant motion. Constantly you're motioning, you're moving. You don't want to remain where you are for the rest of your life. You know, I was, I, wa- you know, I was thinking about this on my way home too. from work. I just worked this evening. I came home a few hours ago. Just came home from work, and but on my way home, I was thinking about how much change is necessary in our lives, and how we need to do things differently in our lives in order to get different results. Whatever it is, in whatever area in your life, you need to do things differently. And I was thinking about how much we people in general, how much we hold on to the words of a doctor. We go to the doctor because we might not be feeling well. We go to the doctor, say, doctor, this is what's wrong with me. The doctor said, do this, that, and we take the word, we take the word of the doctor literally. We hold on to the words of the doctor like we're holding on to a rope, you know, for dear life, and then we tell them, oh, we went to the doctor said this and the doctor said that, and then we repeat everything the doctor says, and we try to follow through with what the doctor recommend that we do. And how we how we put off so much faith in doctors and stuff like that. And I was just thinking about these thoughts on the way home, and about how, when it comes to other things in our lives, when it comes to personal growth and development, when it comes to us changing our lives for the better, how sometimes it's so hard for us to do that. It's so hard for us to embrace change in our lives. We're so easy to take the word of the doctor over our own words, or the words of other people and stuff like that in other areas in our lives, concerning other things in our lives. Change is real. Change is necessary. Change is ever changing, ever moving. It's a motion, moving. Change never stands still. And the sooner you believe in change, sooner you realize change, sooner you embrace it, sooner you say, this is this just part of life, and just embrace it and hold on to it and just accept it, the sooner your life will start turning around for the better in a lot of areas of your life. Now, I'm just going to go through some areas in that we need to change as a way of closing this video off because of time's sake. So, first area we need to change. First area we need to change is in our thinking. We need to change the way we think. Change the way we think is um I just put a quote on my wall. It says, the strangest secret. If you go into my wall, I put this thing called Earl Nightingale, back in the, I think it was the 40s or 50s, make a recording called the strangest secret. And he said the strangest secret is that man becomes what he thinks about most of the time, or all day long, or all the time. Man or woman becomes what they think about all day long, or most of the time. So what is it you're thinking about? You got to some of us need to change. I know I'm myself. I'm included in this statement. We all need to change in some way or shape or form, to some degree or another, the way we think, about ourselves, the way we think about our circumstances that we're facing in life, the way we're thinking about the world around us and others people around us. We have to change the way we see ourselves, and what we believe about ourselves and the world around us. We got to change that way of thinking. So the first area we need to change is in the area of our thinking. Man becomes what he thinks about most of the time. So you gotta check yourself and say, what am I thinking most of the time? Concerning money, what am I thinking over most of the time? Concerning my health, what am I thinking most of the time? Concerning my business or career, my job, what am I thinking most of the time? Concerning my family, what am I thinking most of the time? What you know, concerning my relationship, what am I thinking most of the time? You know, so you gotta really find out how you're thinking most of the time, because that's the number one area in which we need to change is in the way we think. The way we think, because the way you think is what's producing the results. Remember, man become what he thinks about most of the time. That's the strangest secret that Earl Nightingale did that recording way back, way back then. So that's the first area we need to change. The second area we need to change is the way we speak. The way we speak, the words that comes out of our mouth. Always make sure that the words that comes out of your mouth are positive, uplifting, encouraging words, not only to the hearers, people who you're speaking to, but also to yourself. Do you know that you are the first person to hear what you speak? you know, because sometimes, how many times you have said something and people don't hear what you said, but you hear what you said. You know, people say, what did you say? And then you have to repeat it for them to hear, but you heard it. So you're always the first person to hear what you say. Even if someone doesn't hear you or even doesn't understand what you say, you're the first person to hear what you said. So what kind of words are coming out of your mouth that you are hearing? And is it encouraging? Is it uplifting? Is it positive? Is it um, is it the kind of words that you want to come to pass in your life? Because remember, the words that you speak, they're producing results in your life and in the life of the people they're speaking to. So there's a second area we need to change and embrace change is in the words that come out of our mouth. Watch the words that come out of your mouth. Always let it be positive, uplifting, encouraging, motivating, words that you want to see come to pass. There's a verse in the Bible that says that the words of God doesn't, the words that God speak doesn't come back to him void, but it shall accomplish that which he sent it forth. But God gives us God give us the gift of the spoken words, the gift of the spoken words. And just like God, when we speak the words, they do not come back to us void, but they accomplish that which we send them to. Just the other day, I think it was just earlier today or yesterday, I had to rebuke some words that I spoke. I have to cancel and say, I cancel those words that I spoke. I rebuke them. I don't want those words to come to pass in my life. I just said something that I realized I should not have said, and I didn't want those words to become reality in my life. And I had to say, I cancel those words right now. I rebuke them. I don't want those words to come to pass in my life. I just annul those words. And because I didn't want them to become a reality in my life. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to do that constantly. So the second area we need to change is in the words that comes out of our mouth, the way we speak. Watch what you say constantly, all day long. Watch what you say, and watch what you say. So the third way we need to change, the third area in our lives that we need to change and embrace change and realize that we need to change is in the way we act, in our actions. Again, but see, all these go into quick sequence because your thoughts control your words, and your words control your action. So if you can control your thoughts, change the way you think, then you'll change the way you speak, and then when you change the way you speak, then you change the way you act. So the third area we need to change is in our action. But they all go in sequence. The ongoing sequence is our action. Our action now tells us a lot about the way we think, because our thoughts are the one that produce the words, and the words are the one that produce our action. So change the way you act how you act, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself, how you portray yourself to other people, right? So you change the way you act, your action. The words, there's a saying that goes, actions speak louder than words. So change your action. The fourth area we need to change is in our habits. Change your habits. You know, again, this is the other day I talked, the last time we talked about the ABCs of success. The last video I did, we talk about habits, habits, and we talk about how important habits are. Habits, man form. I read from you, and I hope you guys did go online and download that book. The book, what was the name of the book? Oh, the common denominator of success. In that book, the book is a speech that this guy gave. He said, man form habits and habit forms your future. you know and that's how we are. We need to change our habits. If you want to get different results in your life, change your habits. Develop good positive habits. So there's an area we need to embrace change, is in our habits. Break all habits that are not serving you, habits that are holding you back and keeping you bound, you know, keeping you in that comfort zone. Change those habits and start developing good habits that are drawing you closer to your goals and your dreams, habits that are producing good results in your life, the kind of results that you want to see in your life, in all areas of your life. So you need to change your habits, and then with you do all of that, you start getting different results. Because at the bottom line, at the end of the day, it all comes down to results. What kind of results are you getting? And are you happy with those results? And if you're not happy with the results that you're getting in life, then you need to change. And again, I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to you. There's areas in my life that I'm not happy with the results that I'm getting in my life. And I know I need to change. I know I need to change the way I think. I know I need to change the way I speak. I know I need to change the way I act. I know I need to change some of the habits that I have and develop break old habits, bad habits that are holding me back, and develop new ones. I know I need those things, and I'm actively working on doing these things in my life. I'm not telling you anything that I myself I'm not doing or actively doing in my own personal life. I'm actively doing these things, actively changing the way I think, actively changing the way I speak. That's why I told you the other day, I think it was just yesterday, I had to cancel those words that come out of my mouth. Actively change the way I think, speak, and act, and developing new habits. So I'm actively doing these things in my own personal life. Because why? I want to start getting different results. I want to start getting different results in my life. And I know you do too. I know you do too. You want to start getting different results, you got to embrace change. You got to do change. And you know what? The reason why I called tonight's topic the power of change, because the power is in you. The power to change is in you. You have the power to change. I have the power to change. It's one of those things in life that we have absolute control over. We can change our lives at any given time, at any given moment, at any given day in our lives. Anytime we want, we can start making some positive changes in our lives, because you and I, we are the one who has the power to change the way of thinking, change our way of speaking, change our way of acting, change our habits, and so we can start getting different results. You have the power to change. You have it inside of you, the power to change. I have it inside of me, the power to change. Change comes down to choice. It's your choice. It's my choice whether we choose to change or not. Change for the better. Change so we can start seeing different results and getting different results in our lives. So anyway, because of time, I'm gonna stop it right here. I mean, I could keep going on. In a way, I kind of feel like keep going on, but I'm coming up to the 30-minute mark here. 30 minutes of just speaking here, so I feel like I need to cut it short here. So anyways, I hope you guys get something. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching this live video. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching. I hope you guys get something out of it. I hope you guys would, take something away from it and apply it to your life. I know I sure did, and I know as I said, I'm actively doing these things in my own personal life. The power to change is within you. It's up to you and it's up to me for us to make the choices we need to make in order to start making some changes in our lives so we can start getting different results. Because at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. What kind of results are you getting? And are you happy with those results? If not, then consider making some changes in your life. This is Robert Harlan. This is the Excelia Live Show. I hope you guys got something out of this. Again, please do these three things for me, as I said. One, like the video. Two, share the videos. And three, leave some kind of comment on the videos. And I really greatly appreciate it if you can do that for me, please. Until next time, this is Robert Harley saying, God bless you. I love you. Peace.